Imagine walking into a room and suddenly every eye is drawn to you, not because you shouted or flaunted wealth or forced attention, but because of something far more primal, something invisible, yet undeniably powerful. People feel it the moment you enter a presence that commands respect, fear, and curiosity all at once. This is what psychologists call a dangerous aura, and it's not something you're born with. It's something you learn to cultivate using the hidden rules of human behavior, perception, and influence. Today, we're going deep into the dark psychology techniques that allow you to build an aura people can to ignore, an aura that makes others hesitate before challenging you, follow you without question, and sense that you're not someone to be trifled with. By the end of this video, you'll understand not only how to project power silently, but also why these techniques work on a subconscious level, giving you an edge in social, professional, and even personal environments. But before we begin, a warning: these techniques are potent. Misuse them, and you risk creating fear instead of respect. Use them wisely. Understanding the psychology behind a dangerous aura. To build a dangerous aura, you first need to understand why some people naturally command attention while others fade into the background. It's not about looks, wealth, or loud personalities. It's about control over perception. Humans are wired to respond to signals. Subtle cues like body posture, eye contact, voice tone, and timing shape how others perceive us even before we speak a single word. Dark psychology exploits these subconscious triggers. When used strategically, they create an aura of unpredictability, confidence, and dominance. The dangerous aura is essentially a mix of mystery, authority, and silent control. People feel both drawn to you and cautious around you. It triggers primal instincts, admiration, curiosity, and fear. This is why some leaders, spies, or historical figures inspired reverence without ever needing to shout or perform. They mastered subtle psychological dominance. The key is balance. Too much aggression breeds hostility. Too much submission invites disrespect. A dangerous aura sits in the middle. It's calm yet commanding, invisible yet undeniable. Every action, every pause, every glance contributes to this perception. And the best part, once you understand the rules, you can control how people feel about you without them even realizing it. The foundation of your dangerous aura, presence, and posture. At first layer of a dangerous aura starts with how you carry yourself. Presence isn't about intimidation or arrogance. It's about signaling to the world, I am here, I matter, and I am not to be ignored. Posture is the silent language of power. Standing straight, shoulders slightly back, and head held high communicates confidence before you speak a word. Every small slouch or hesitant movement subconsciously signals weakness, uncertainty, or submission. Conversely, controlled, deliberate movements create the impression of someone who is aware, grounded, and unshakable. Equally important is your spatial awareness. A dangerous aura isn't just in the body, it's in the way you occupy space. People instinctively respect those who take space without apologizing for it. Walk into a room with measured, unhurried steps, and people will notice even if they can't articulate why. Eye contact is another cornerstone. A prolonged, steady gaze signals dominance and confidence. It tells others you're fully present and in control of the interaction. Avoid the temptation to overcompensate by staring aggressively. Think magnetism, not menace. A slight smile or neutral expression paired with steady eyes conveys calm authority. Even your voice contributes. Speak slowly, clearly, and with intent. Hesitation or rushing dilutes power. Dark psychology emphasizes the effect of pacing. Deliberate pauses make people lean in, subconsciously registering that you are confident enough to command silence as much as speech. In essence, your body is the first tool of your dangerous aura. Master it, and people will respond before you even utter a single word. Harnessing mystery and unpredictability. Dangerous aura isn't just about dominance, it's about being intriguing, unpredictable, and slightly untouchable. People are naturally drawn to what they cannot fully understand. The unknown triggers curiosity, and curiosity breeds attention. Dark psychology uses this principle relentlessly. One way to cultivate mystery is through strategic silence. Speak less than people expect when you answer questions. Be concise, controlled, and measured. Avoid oversharing personal details. Let others fill in the gaps with their imagination. Humans tend to inflate the unknown, often attributing power, intelligence, or danger to what they can't fully perceive. Unpredictability is another key tool. People feel comfortable when they can anticipate your behavior. A dangerous aura thrives in controlled unpredictability. Sometimes you respond warmly, other times with cool detachment. This subtle variability keeps others on edge, creating psychological tension that magnifies your presence. Even small, deliberate inconsistencies can be powerful. Pause before responding. Shift tones slightly, or change facial expressions in ways that are just outside the expected norm. This doesn't mean being erratic or chaotic. Think of it as pattern disruption. You are planting tiny, subconscious signals that communicate, I am not like everyone else. I am not easily read. I am not to be underestimated. Mystery and unpredictability are potent because they engage the primal part of the brain, the amygdala, which reacts to uncertainty and potential threat. When people sense that you are both unpredictable and in control, they are drawn to you while instinctively respecting your boundaries. Emotional mastery. Controlling the energy around you. A dangerous aura is not just about posture, mystery, or unpredictability. It's about emotional control. People are constantly scanning others for emotional cues, often unconsciously. By mastering your own emotions, you silently influence the emotions of everyone around you. The first rule: never let others see you panic, fluster, or overreact. Calmness in the face of tension communicates strength. When a crisis occurs, a composed individual draws attention and respect. Conversely, visible anxiety or overexcitement signals vulnerability, diminishing your aura. Equally important is emotional timing. Mirroring the emotional state of someone subtly can create trust and connection, but only when it is controlled. Too much empathy without boundaries can weaken your presence. A dangerous aura is emotionally selective. You respond intentionally, not reflexively. Silence and pauses are powerful emotional tools. A well-placed pause before responding gives weight to your words, creating anticipation. People interpret this as thoughtfulness, authority, and unpredictability all at once. Lastly, projecting subtle confidence in energy matters more than words. The way you move, look, and breathe conveys emotion before you speak. Controlled breathing, steady gestures, and measured facial expressions communicate calm dominance, making others feel both drawn to and cautious of you. Mastering emotional energy ensures that your aura is felt in every interaction, not just observed visually. People will instinctively adjust their behavior around you without knowing why. The power of verbal and nonverbal communication. Words are only half of communication. In fact, studies suggest that body language, tone, and pacing often speak louder than words themselves. A dangerous aura is amplified through the precise use of both verbal and nonverbal signals. Start with voice, speak slowly, deliberately, and with subtle emphasis. Avoid filler words like or you know. A calm, resonant voice communicates control and confidence. Occasional pauses in speech make your words feel heavier, almost magnetic. People subconsciously lean in, waiting for the next statement. Because your speech has authority, gestures matter too. Avoid fidgeting or erratic hand movements. Controlled, purposeful gestures reinforce your message and project self-assurance. A simple hand lift or slight nod at the right moment can signal dominance or agreement without needing words. Facial expressions are equally critical. A neutral or slight enigmatic expression often carries more weight than constant smiling. Mysterious or unreadable expressions create intrigue, prompting others to focus more intently on you. Eye contact remains the strongest nonverbal tool. A steady, calm gaze conveys confidence and forces acknowledgement. Avoid staring aggressively. Think of it as magnetic, not menacing. Let your eyes project curiosity, understanding, and subtle dominance simultaneously. Even silence plays a role. Sometimes saying nothing communicates more than any words could. Controlled silence can fill a room with tension, making your presence felt more powerfully than any conversation. Mastering verbal and nonverbal communication ensures that every interaction enhances your aura, leaving a lasting impression long after you leave the room. Strategic relationships. Using social influence to amplify your aura. Your aura isn't built in isolation. Humans are social creatures, and the people around you influence how others perceive you. By strategically managing relationships, you can enhance your perceived power and danger without saying a word. One principle is association. People subconsciously attribute traits of those around you to you. Surround yourself with individuals who are respected, confident, or skilled, and some of that perception will reflect onto you. Conversely, spending time with weak, insecure, or erratic individuals can dilute your aura. Even if you are strong on your own, another tool is controlled social visibility. Appear selectively. Show up at the right moments, not constantly. Scarcity creates value. When you are present, people notice, and when you are absent, they feel your absence. Both increase your perceived importance. Hierarchy also matters. Subtly positioning yourself as someone who others defer to can amplify your dominance. This isn't about overt control, it's about letting others acknowledge your influence naturally, through respect or voluntary submission. Finally, influence can be enhanced by strategic compliments and subtle manipulations. Praise selectively, withdraw attention strategically, and allow others to seek your approval. People will subconsciously view you as a person of authority, and authority amplifies your dangerous aura. Relationships, when leveraged wisely, act as magnifiers of your presence. You become not just an individual with power, but a node of influence in a network that subconsciously signals status and dominance. Environmental control. How surroundings enhance your aura. A dangerous aura is not confined to your body or behavior, it extends to the space you inhabit. Your environment can amplify or weaken the perception of power and influence you project. Dark psychology recognizes that humans subconsciously interpret surroundings as signals of status, control, and competence. First, take control of your immediate space. Enter a room deliberately, moving with confidence. Don't rush to sit or stand. Claim a position that allows visibility and easy engagement with others. People notice dominance in spatial awareness. The more naturally you occupy space without hesitation, the more authority you signal. Your surroundings also reflect your personality and standards. A tidy, well-organized environment conveys control, discipline, and meticulousness. Chaos or disorder, even subtly, can undermine your aura, suggesting instability or lack of self-discipline. Lighting, colors, and sound also play subtle roles. Dimmed, warm lighting can create a sense of mystery, while quieter tones allow your presence to stand out against background noise. Minimalist, intentional spaces draw attention to you rather than distractions, keeping the psychological focus on your aura. Lastly, use props and symbols strategically. Even small items, a watch, a briefcase, or a particular gesture of handling objects can reinforce perceptions of power and sophistication. These cues are subtle, but humans respond instinctively to them. By mastering your environment, you extend your aura beyond yourself, making every space you enter feel charged with your presence. The mindset and inner game, the core of a dangerous aura. Everything we've discussed so far, your posture, voice, mystery, relationships, and environment, means nothing without the right internal mindset. A truly dangerous aura is born from inner stillness and self-certainty. It's the product of someone who doesn't chase approval, who doesn't explain themselves, and who doesn't need validation to feel powerful. This kind of quiet confidence unsettles people because it's rare. Most are desperate to be liked. Few are content simply to be respected. The inner game begins with emotional detachment. This doesn't mean coldness or apathy. It means maintaining control over how much access others have to your emotional world. You can be kind, but never needy. You can care, but never cling. People sense when they can't easily affect your emotions, and it immediately makes you appear stronger. Second, practice delayed reactions. The person who takes their time to respond always holds more psychological weight, whether it's in conversation, decision-making, or conflict. Being deliberate signals mastery and confidence. Finally, embrace self-control as a form of silent power. In a world where everyone overshares, overreacts, and seeks attention, restraint becomes magnetic. The fewer people know about your next move, your weaknesses, or your emotions, the more they project power onto you. A dangerous aura isn't about pretending to be someone you're not. It's about refining who you already are, cutting away the noise, mastering your energy, and allowing silence to speak louder than words. Now that you know the psychology behind building a dangerous aura, remember, true power doesn't scream, it whispers. It's not about dominating others. It's about commanding yourself so completely that others can't help but feel your strength. People will start to treat you differently. They'll watch what they say around you. They'll respect your time, your silence, your space. Some will be drawn to you, others will be intimidated. Both are signs that your aura is working, but use it wisely. The moment you seek to manipulate or harm, your aura turns toxic, and what once attracted power will begin to repel it. So master your presence, your emotions, your energy. Because when you can control yourself, you automatically control the room. If this video helped you understand how dark psychology can shape perception and power, like the video, share it with someone who needs to hear this, and subscribe for more insights into the hidden forces that shape human behavior. Until next time, stay aware, stay calm, and remember, power begins in silence.